Good afternoon, Your Honor. Richard Glennon on behalf of the state. I'm Montgomery County Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, a special prosecutor in this case. And this is State of Ohio versus Connor Grubb, 24 CR 4561.
And what's Mr. Grubb charged?
And Mr. Grubb stands charged with 4 counts of felonious assault in violation of ORC 2903.11, 4 counts of murder in violation of ORC 2903.02, and 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter under ORC 2903.04.
Thank you. Please make your appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. May it please the court, I am Mark Collins, 0061207.
And I'm Caitlin Stevens, 0095589.
Both on behalf of Mr. Grubb, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Your Honor. At this point in time, Connor, you gave us permission to sign the not guilty form, correct?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. At this point in time, we would accept service of the indictment, acknowledge a arrest date of August the 13th, waive reading of the indictment, enter a general not guilty plea, and at the appropriate time speak to bond, Your Honor.
You may speak to bond.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. May it please the court. Connor is 29 years old with no record whatsoever. He is married. He has 2 children, Your Honor, that are young. He is a lifelong resident of Central Ohio. Both his wife's parents and his parents both live in Central Ohio. Upon graduating from Worthington High School, Your Honor, he entered the Marine Corps where he served our country honorably for 5 years. He received an honorable discharge and a sergeant rank of E5. Then, Your Honor, he immediately enrolled into the law enforcement, Your Honor, where he's been the past 5 years. Your Honor, he's taken some voluntary steps in this situation. This was from August of 2023, this use of force. In this situation, Your Honor, he voluntarily walked through the scene with the authorities on that date. He also voluntarily turned himself in yesterday when he was made aware that there was a warrant. He also voluntarily provided a 5-page written statement, Your Honor, of the events that evening and turned that over. He's been compliant with his labor attorneys, with us each and every day, Your Honor, as well as with his police force. He's been had to check in and on certain restrictions there. He's complied with that. He has a passport, but it is expired, Your Honor. He has removed all guns from his house, and he no longer has access to them, Your Honor. We believe that based on 2931.001, Your Honor, 2937.011, the court has to make the least restrictive conditions for bond. We filed a bond motion, Your Honor, that highlighted a lot of these situations. This is a situation in which it's not what happened, but why it happened, Your Honor. And again, this has been almost a year from this standpoint with regards he's been out. He has not fled the jurisdiction. He's not a flight risk. He's not a risk to the community. We would ask the court set a reasonable bond, and we've been in front of you before, Your Honor, police officer cases where you have in fact set a reasonable bond. We would ask that you do the same.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Today's case, Your Honor.
All right. Facts, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. These charges stem from an August 24th, 2023 incident where defendant Connor Grubb was serving as a police officer with Blendon Township Police Department. Defendant was on duty that day in the parking lot of a Kroger, assisting a citizen who had locked their keys inside of a vehicle. At that time, a clerk from the Kroger came outside and reported to another officer who was on scene that Takaya Young, who was entering a nearby vehicle, had stolen merchandise from inside the Kroger. That officer began attempting to make contact with Miss Young at her driver's side door, knocking on the door, telling her to exit her vehicle. Defendant Connor Grubb then drew his firearm, positioned himself in front of the vehicle, and ordered her out of the vehicle. At this point, Miss Young puts her car into drive, begins to move the vehicle, and defendant discharges one gunshot, killing Takaya Young and her unborn child, who was viable at the time. It's a result of that incident, after a thorough investigation and presentation to the grand jury, that these charges come from. And based on the gravity of the charges, the state merely asks that the court set a bond that's proportionate with the severity of the charges defendant's facing. Thank you.
Thank you. To my understanding, there's a victim advocate here that wants to speak.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Would you like me to approach?
Why don't you come on up?
Your Honor, my name is Elizabeth Wells, 0087750, on behalf of the victim's family in this matter. Your Honor, we would echo what the prosecutor shared and simply ask that the court set a high bond commensurate with the severity of the charges in this matter. Thank you.
All right. Based upon the documentation that's provided me earlier, I guess the prosecutor as well on the motion for bond, the fact that it's been over a year since the events occurred, the clean record is going to be a $250,000 surety, a $20,000 reporting recognizance. There's going to be a condition of not to possess or use firearms or dependence in the matter. He's also to surrender
Thank you, Your
very
Honor.
much,